Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever and whenever you are tuning in. If you're looking for the place to be and the thing to do on your Friday, then look no further, you have found it. At least for right now. There's some cool stuff happening later this afternoon that you'll probably be interested in, but for right now, this is the place to be. I want to personally welcome all of you to our Mechanyx GG community announcement event thing. We didn't really pick a name for this event. It's just kind of like community announcement day, I guess you could call it. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ais4Drew. I am a co-founder, CEO, and lead software engineer here at Mechanyx Codeworks, and we are the company behind Mechanyx GG. And I say company very, very loosely because right now it's just me and my best friend, and we're kind of still working on posting a profit. So I say all that to make sure that I don't do any pretenses or don't make any airs about us being this massive company with a ton of people and a huge office and all this money behind us. We're still grinding and definitely like getting up on our feet. We'll talk a little bit more about that later in the presentation, but do with all that information what you will. And if you're new around here, it is a pleasure to meet you, and I'm so glad that you are giving a little bit of your precious time this afternoon to come see all the new stuff that we've got going on. Before we get into all that, though, I kind of just want to take a temp and acknowledge some things that are going on in the world. We're going to talk about a lot of good news today, but I feel like it would be kind of wrong for us to not take pause and take a minute to kind of just acknowledge all the crazy things that have been going on in the world and all the pain and hurt that a lot of some people are feeling. So as we kick things off, I kind of want to just take a minute of silence, and whatever you do with this minute, whether you pray or you just kind of reflect, do something. That's all that I ask, is just do something with this minute. Think about what's going on in the world, see how you're feeling about all of it, and if you're in a good place, ask yourself what you can do to help others get into a good place. So without further ado, let's take just 1 minute and think and reflect and pray about all the craziness that's going on in the world. Thank you. I was thinking about, before I sat down to record this video, by the way, what you're watching right now is a pre-recorded video. We'll get to a Q&A section after that will actually be live, but if you're wondering why it's dark outside, that's because this video is pre-recorded. I was thinking before I sat down to record about what I wanted to say in acknowledgement of all of the things that are going on in the world between, the war in Ukraine, the shooting in Uvalde, the shooting that just happened yesterday in Tulsa, or 2 days ago, I should say. It was on Wednesday of this week. And I don't feel like there's anything. Well, let me firstly say that I get frustrated, and I'm saying all these things because I'm trying to hopefully empathize with some of you, and maybe some of the things that I'm feeling are things that you're feeling as well. And we're kind of just getting it all out in the open, and we're talking about these sort of things versus just letting the emotions sit and fester until the next tragedy happens and they sit and fester again. Somewhere we've got to break the cycle of just emotionally ravaging ourselves over these sort of things. And the thing that frustrates me a lot about these tragedies is that every company under the sun gets up and they say that their thoughts and prayers are with the people of X, or they're thinking and praying about Y. And you're left to wonder after all that happens and the smoke blows over. And in a lot of the cases, these companies give money to other groups that allow these sorts of violence to be purported. And if that's a little ambiguous for you, let me say in no uncertain terms, companies that give money to like the gun lobby and organizations that make it easier for these tragedies to occur, you're left to wonder if it's all just lip service. And growing up in Texas, I come from a very, I don't want to make this all about me because clearly it's not. It's about people being slaughtered, innocent people being slaughtered. But to give some context, I grew up around very strong and very passionate women. My mom always made sure that I had my head on straight and didn't have my head up my ass. And my grandma was just like that. And my sister is much like that as well. And one thing that always came out of my discussion with these incredible women is that your actions, especially as a young man, need to tell your story. Nobody's going to believe the things that you say, no more than they can throw you, basically. That's what my mom used to say. People aren't going to believe you any more than they can throw you. But what they will believe is your actions. And so I think a lot of you guys probably empathize with just being frustrated that all of these companies get to say thoughts and prayers and everybody gives them a pat on the back. They get to pat themselves on the back and they feel like they've done their part to pursue social justice and enact change. And really they're not doing anything at all by tweeting and that sort of stuff when they have millions or billions of dollars in resources that they can put towards that sort of thing. And I'm not saying that all companies are like that. There are a lot of companies that oftentimes quietly or go under the radar, they contribute to groups that help in times of tragedy and stuff like that, or they'll run a charity campaign or something like that. They'll match donations to help out with these sorts of tragedies. But I guess what I'm getting at is I want to make sure that you feel valid if you feel frustrated that the response to a lot of these things seems empty. And as that pertains to Mechanyx, again, this isn't about Mechanyx. This isn't about the platform. This isn't about like, that's the other thing that I don't really like about, the response for a lot of these corporations is that they make it all about them when people lie dead in the street or when people are dying across the earth. Somehow they find a way to bring it back all to them. And I don't want this to be one of those presentations. That's something that I struggle with personally on an introspective level, is just I don't like to make things all about me. And that's something that I'm like acutely, almost compulsively worried about. And so I don't say any of the following to glorify Mechanyx or say that Mechanyx has a part in preventing mass shootings or stuff like that, because frankly, I don't think that we have a direct effect, if that makes sense. But what I do think about a lot is, do my actions and does the thing that I work on help people to create an environment where these things can be mitigated? And I don't want to make any errors or pretenses that I have all the answers. I don't know how we fix the answer to, or I don't know what the answer is to senseless killing of innocent children, kids that were in elementary school, kids that are now thinking about, like, have you ever thought about this? Like, when I was growing up, I didn't ever have to think about going to school and wondering if it was going to be my last day because, some kid has brought a gun to school and is going to shoot up the thing. But evidence has shown that that is the case now. And a lot of kids, I work with kids, and my hat goes off to them because they just compose themselves so well, and they go to school and they interact and they try and make the best of things in spite of like the very real thought that mortality, dying, could be part of their day, even when they're just passing from class to class, or that they're in the wrong place at the wrong time and that they're slain for that. And so I wonder if my actions can't help build a place where there's a positive and safe, and I realize these are cliches and stuff like that, but I want more than anything to be part of the solution. And I want Mechanyx to be, I think about like the kids in Uvalde. Like, what if one of those kids grew up and got to be a streamer and they used our platform? Like, that kid got to see Mechanyx, and would they be proud? Am I building a platform that that kid would have been proud of? And thinking about like conflict across the world and stuff like that. We're obviously just in the United States right now, but could a kid that's been displaced from Ukraine come and find one of our content partners or content creators, and we play a small part in that content creator, that content partner creating content that helps that kid, get through the tragedy of losing their home and stuff like that. And so don't think that just because your work isn't directly approaching these abstract concepts like gun control or mass shootings or tragedy, don't think that just because you're not having a direct impact on that you're having no impact at all. Think more about the perspective and shift your perspective towards how can I help in any small way. And sometimes it is just as simple as sharing out posts or using your platform to, spread credible and good information about the things that are going on to empower people. But don't be one of those companies, or don't be in the same party as the people that just tweet thoughts and prayers and then go and sign a check to some organization that makes it easier and easier for these tragedies to keep happening. Instead, look at your work, whatever it may be, and ask yourself or shift your perspective to think about how you can help mitigate, or I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? That you can help those who are affected by tragedy in some small way. But be it be like a positive force, creating content that is wholesome and uplifting, that makes people laugh. Laughter is an amazing tool to help with tragedy. It doesn't seem like it should be, but my point is that we can all shift our perspective towards working and put a spotlight on how our work can help people. And in that way, I think we start becoming part of the solution, more so than just tweeting out thoughts and prayers and then feeling like we've done our duty. And I'm not saying that anybody in the crowd or in the audience or in the chat is doing that. I feel like everybody that stopped by today is wholesome and amazing. But I think we all have a desire to be part of the solution. And if in my own reflections and what I've come to terms with a lot of these things is sometimes being part of the solution isn't being on the boots on the ground, like helping people. If you are in that situation, by all means, props to you, because it takes a special kind of person to deal with that kind of tragedy. But there's things that you can do being a content creator, being an engineer, being a marketer, being a creative, that can help uplift and bring about change that isn't directly shuttling kids out of a school where there's an active shooter, or treating wounds of people that have been wounded in war-torn countries. So sometimes there's just little things that we can do. So my call to action here is just shift your perspective towards those little things and then go and do them, because little things done with great love are truly how we change the world. And that's where I'll leave that for now. I've been talking for close to 15 minutes now, and I know you guys came by and you want to hear about all this good stuff, and try to bring the mood back up here. Let's bring the mood back and talk about some fun stuff. But I also want to honor you guys and realize that a lot of you probably have some stuff going on. You're struggling with these things mentally, and if anything else, I just want you to know that somebody else feels the way that you do, and you can be a part of the solution. And hopefully I've put a light on that. And if you're ever wondering how you can be a part of the solution, then don't hesitate to reach out. I'm sure we can think of some way that you can help, small or large. Not through Mechanyx, not through, the platform, or in a way for us to forward our business, but just so that you as a humanitarian can help support your fellow people, if that makes sense. So let's bring the mood back up. Let's talk about some new stuff. Let's get into this presentation that has been 1 week delayed now, that you guys have been waiting patiently for. Thank you all for your patience. Without further ado, let's take a look. Today, I'm happy to start things off strong and say that we are rolling out the biggest update to Mechanyx GG yet. Today, we are going to be announcing 2 new GG services. But before that, I would like to talk about a few things, and celebrate you guys as a community with some quick community updates. Firstly, you should know that we're very blessed, my partner and I and all the content partners, that the Mechanyx GG community is growing at an unprecedented rate. Over these past couple of months, we've seen a ton of new signups, a ton of new interest in our platform, and it just makes me so happy as an engineer that people are interested in Mechanyx GG and all the work that we are doing. And as part of that, we have actually welcomed a ton of amazing new content partners, and some of them are some familiar faces that you guys have known for a while, and some are new. So new people that I'm going to be introducing you to later in the presentation. Some of them will be new. So with that in mind, like I said, as an engineer, my focus is always on making sure that everybody has an amazing experience with Mechanyx GG. And it's kind of a good problem to have because I've never really had this much interest in a product that I've worked on before. So we're approaching a lot of new problems that we haven't really broken ground on before. And we also want to make sure that everyone gets some sort of benefit out of our platform. But we also have to acknowledge, again, there are some challenges because we are just a 2-person shop right now. And so we need to figure out a way to support all of these new faces, all these new voices, all these new amazing creators, and make sure that every last person is still getting that amazing Mechanyx GG experience. And how do we do all of that at scale? Well, we've thought up a solution, and this is what we've got. Today, we're actually announcing 2 new community programs, those being the Mechanyx Content Creator Program and the Mechanyx Content Partner Program. Let's dive into those really quickly and see what they're all about. And we'll start with the Content Creator Program. Mechanyx GG content creators are streamers, creators, and other people who are just starting to use Mechanyx GG to create an amazing experience for their communities. Being part of a creator program, it includes full access to the same platform and features that are available to all Mechanyx GG users. You're going to hear me reiterate this time and time again. No matter where you are in the community, everybody gets access to the same platform and the same services. There's no special sauce that one group gets over the other. Everybody gets an even playing field when it comes to the platform. You also get access to the public Mechanyx GG Discord, where you can get to know all the other content partners and network with other content creators in the program as well. And there's also how-to and help channels in the Discord where community members can answer your questions and you can ideate and figure out solutions for your common problems being a day-to-day creator. So that's a quick overview of the Content Creator Program. Naturally, the evolution after that, step 2, is the Content Partner Program. So Mechanyx GG content partners are streamers, creators, and other people who have grown their community and established their content niche, as we call it. Mechanyx content partners are pillars of the Mechanyx GG community, and they regularly support that very same community. Content partners represent themselves, their communities, and Mechanyx GG with exacting and the best of the best standards that they possibly can. And being a partner or part of the Content Partner Program gets you some benefits, including access to a special Content Partner Discord, where content partners and Mechanyx GG staff work regularly to build the future of Mechanyx GG. You get the support of me and my business partner and what little resources we have when planning sponsored events such as subathons, community events, and more. You have opportunities to sit in on design meetings and monthly creator summits where we get together and powwow staff and partners and figure out what the next step or the next chapter is for Mechanyx GG. And we also do invitations to monthly Mechanyx GG Community Cup Series tournaments and weekly creator chats every Thursday. You may have seen some of our content partners already streaming, and sometimes I pop my head in and get to be part of the fun. I was just playing Fortnite with Flying Kite last night, and that was a total blast. Also, you get some swag and other branded merch every once in a while to keep you looking fresh and minty on stream. So, I want to reiterate, though, that everybody gets access to the same platform, and included in that, 100% of all donations and subs still go to you using To The Cause. There we go. Access to all the Mechanyx GG services for free, including GG Profile, To The Cause, Stardust by Mechanyx GG, Bot Shop, Stream Tools, and 2 services, those magical 2 services that we're going to be introducing later today. Now, your next question might be, well, when can I join? I'm happy to announce that the Mechanyx GG Content Creator Program you can join for free today. All you have to do is just join the Mechanyx GG Discord and let us know that you're interested, and we'll give you next steps. And as far as the Mechanyx GG Content Partner Program goes, applications will be opening for qualified creators later this year. Also, by the way, content creators get first glance when it comes to new partner consideration, so it never hurts to start in the creator program, and when it comes time for the partner program and applications open up, you'll be kind of first on the list that we look over. Also, a small little fine print thing at the bottom. Currently, both programs are open to individuals living in the United States and Canada and are over 18 years of age. And we hope to add new regions here in the near future. So those are just a couple community updates and letting you know about some of the things that are happening off platform. So now let's talk about some things that are actually happening on platform. So things that are happening to Mechanyx GG right this very second. I'm happy to announce that we have introduced a number of bug fixes and quality of life changes. Through content partner feedback, we were able to implement sticker-only and alert-only components for sound off. Thank you to Siuni, the resident baguette of the Mechanyx GG Content Partner Network. You now also have the ability to archive old subscription tiers versus deleting them completely and losing all your revenue at that tier. There's a button to flush bot events so the GG chatbot doesn't spam your chat, thanks to the official mullet of Mechanyx GG on that one. You know who you are. And there are also other features and components that we added to GG Profile, including profile themes, which allow you to show off your personality with an ever-expanding list of themes. Spotify playlist integration so that you can show off your favorite gaming tracks. As I'm sure you all know, music and gaming are so closely intertwined, and everybody has their own special playlist for when they're gaming. So now it's time to show that off using GG Profile. And also, there's a YouTube video showcase section where you can show off your latest and best piece of content on your GG Profile as well. All of these features are available under your account settings on GG Profile, so be sure to go check those out after the presentation. Also, we introduced a ton of bug fixes and efficiency boosting code on the back end to make sure that your experience with GG is faster, more fun, and safer. So, let's talk about these 2 brand new services that we are introducing today, the stuff that you probably came for. And firstly, I want to talk a little bit about Stardust by Mechanyx GG. It's clear to us that you guys love Stardust. And if you're unfamiliar with Stardust, our mission with Stardust was to create a creator-controlled digital currency that can be used for a universe, pun there, of cool stuff. And you guys took that and you ran with it. It's been amazing to see all of the cool stuff that all of our partners are doing. Stuff that I never would have thought of as an engineer. But again, just speaking to the creativity of our content partners and our content creators, you guys have come up with some amazing stuff. And I'm going to tell you about some of that here in a second. But before that, numbers. I like numbers. Hopefully you like numbers. Let's see some numbers. So far, there has been over 500,000 Stardust spent to date. Included also in the stats and the numbers is 400,000 Stardust has been granted for new follower offers. Again, this is a free offer, a thing that you can do for free without having to contribute any money to get some Stardust. So 400,000 Stardust granted out to new followers through GG Profile and site automations. That's exciting. And finally, if you're wondering how much Stardust has been circulating or has been granted over the couple of months now that Stardust has been out, we launched it back in September, I believe, of last year. So we're talking like 9 months now. There has been over 6 million Stardust granted from To The Cause support and other offers, including first-time donor and subscription bonuses in that as well. Needless to say, creators love giving out Stardust, and you guys love spending Stardust. And if you want to see a showcase of how you guys love spending that Stardust, let me show you that. So here we can see Scotty's on fire and having a lot of fun with sticker parties. So the community took to sticker parties like moths to flame, I guess you could say, or moths to fire. Ha ha ha. Anyhow, but as you can see, this is one of the perfect examples of sticker party. Kermit is just completely covering the screen, and we don't know what's going on, but we still got Scotty and his Suavecito profile. Look at that man. He's got great jawbones. And look at that undercut or that fade. Somebody lined him up right. So, needless to say, Sticker Party is a big hit for Scotty's on Fire and his community. I was part of this stream where I think Choco actually called me in when this was going on, and it was fun to be part of the Sticker Party. But more than actually just using the features that are built into Stardust, a lot of you have been finding new ways to give out Stardust, including Darkazard, the official mullet of Twitch, giving out Stardust for marbles on stream. A great way to interact with his community and get people in on the fun with marble races, but also giving something back to the community in the way of giving out Stardust for marbles. Finally, I also want to showcase Gamer's Ledge and Mark, who actually lives in Las Vegas, and he took that cultural piece and ran with it. So now he's actually found an emulator for some of his favorite slot machines, including Heidi's Beer House, hashtag not sponsored, and people can actually spend channel points to earn Stardust through a emulated virtual slot machine. So getting a little bit of that Vegas magic and bringing it into the Mechanyx GG ecosystem through Stardust. Once again, to reiterate, it's clear to us that Stardust is becoming part of your communities and the fun of your content, and we are positively stoked that that is the case. You'll remember when we launched Stardust that, and if you check out the info page, that Stardust can be used for stickers, sounds, alerts, and so much more. And that was kind of an open-ended ... and so much more. That could mean anything. But I'm happy to announce today that we have something in that category of so much more. But before we get into that, I need to show you guys a park. This is Zilker Park down in Austin, Texas. It is a city about 3 hours south of Dallas, if you're being generous with the speed limit. Let's put it that way. But Zilker Park is the fairgrounds for one of the most legendary music series or music shows in all of Texas, a show that's been going for close to 50 years now. I am, of course, talking about the Austin City Limits Music Festival. And as part of that Austin City Limits Musical Festival, Zilker Park has played host to a host of amazing and magical musicians, not the least of which is my personal guitar hero, Eric Johnson, who played a show on a crisp December evening in 1986 for the Live from Austin City Limits concert series. And I don't know why, but when I watch replays of this show in particular, there's something magical about it. Like, I wish I could have been there to be like under the stars in front of the UT Tower on this crisp December evening here in Austin, Texas. I've got my jeans on, some boots, maybe hanging out with a nice lady. You listen to this amazing set by an incredible guitarist, one that people are still to this day thinking about how he was so incredible at the guitar. And then maybe after, you go for a nice walk, you go grab some dinner, you come home and you cuddle, you rock yourself to sleep, and you top off a magical evening of music under the stars. And it's all revolving around the magic. Again, magic may be a cliche term, but I can't think of any other word to describe just the vibe and how a show or a concert can bring a night together and bring you closer to people and just imprint in your mind these amazing memories. And to reiterate, I say that a lot, I'm reiterating my reiterations. There's just something so magical about a live music show. But who's to say that you had to go to a show in person? I think with the pandemic, which we're just now on the tail end of, there was a lot of push towards amazing musicians streaming their sets online and making their music accessible to anybody across the world as long as they had a good internet connection and a little bit of time to spare. So if we're aiming to make Mechanyx a place where players connect with each other, doesn't it follow that we should help people find some of these magical performances? And I mean, we have the infrastructure to allow people to have even more amazing musical memories. And what's to also keep us from letting the audience literally shape the performance itself? Not in the way that you go to a live show and there's always that one guy that says, play Freebird. Not that kind of shape, but you literally set the set list. You request the requestables. You tell the musician, even in some cases, what song they should learn right on the spot. Wouldn't it be cool if you could do all of that? Well, I'm happy to announce a little service called Request Line by Mechanyx GG. Request Line is the everything music streaming service. What that means is that requests are just the beginning of the story. Request Line, just like all the other services on Mechanyx GG, is built around creators. This means that creator feedback has shaped Request Line into a service that can do all sorts of things, including song requests, dynamic songbook generation and queuing, instrument changes to allow your audience to pick the instrument that is sitting in your very hands or underneath your very hands, and support also for add a song and live learn requests as well. All of this at launch, by the way. Also, because it's part of the Mechanyx GG ecosystem, Request Line is actually built around Stardust. Stardust is the best creator-controlled digital currency out there, and chances are your audience is already familiar with it and using it as part of your streaming ecosystem. So, Stardust now drives interactions with request lines as well. Remember that and so much more, Request Line is in that category. This is the and so much more part. This means that you can do requests, boosting song requests as well, instrument changes, and live learns and add a song requests, all with Stardust without having to manage a different token system or a different request system. It's all managed through Stardust. You can see here on the right, there's actually a section under the Request Line dashboard where you can set up your pricing table. So you as a creator also have control over what each of these items costs on a granular line by line level. And something that we're fond about here over at Mechanyx GG, automate to winimate. So previously, you know that To The Cause and Stardust by Mechanyx GG are best friends. They work together. They're automated together. And what that looks like is that automatic Stardust grants are given out when contributors donate or subscribe through Stardust and To The Cause. But now, Request Line is also part of that ecosystem. This means that Stardust can now be used to Stardust can be acquired and used on Request Line as well. Like I said, for requests, boost, live learns, and add a song. But also, Request Line feeds back into To The Cause. So it's actually more of like a triangle here. So you can actually tip and donate to your favorite music streamers through Request Line and get Stardust for that. So it all works in kind of a circle. All the pieces work together. With that in mind, when's the last time a musician actually gave you something for tipping? So, because many people find it customary to tip an artist for a great live show, especially at smaller gigs, we wanted to honor that. And while it's never required and always appreciated, To The Cause and Stardust will actually give you Stardust back for those who tip you. So as a creator or as a music streamer, you can set it up where people can basically donate or throw some money in the tip jar, and they actually get some Stardust back for it. So it's a win-win. You get contributions, or you get supported for having an awesome show, and then your audience gets Stardust, which they can use to shape the performance that they're watching. So it all works together. It all plays together. It's all nice together. Donations through Request Line, of course, also use To The Cause, which means that you get Stardust contributions. And since we're partnered with Stripe and Stripe does all of our backend, you can rest assured that all the people that are contributing to you through To The Cause have their information slickly and securely processed through the Stripe API. With that in mind, I would love to give you a quick first look at Request Line and see all that it can do in kind of a demo setting. So let's take a look at that. So here we are on the Request Line dashboard, which you may have seen a screenshot from earlier in the presentation. And as you can see right now, there are no requests, so life is good. So, but I've started my music stream, and I hope to do some music streams in the future. We'll actually talk about that in a little bit. But before I get into that and before I start my music stream, I should probably check out my songbook and see what I've got going on here. So I've been listening to a lot of Sabaton lately, and I've got 2 songs in here, Versailles and Resist and Bite. Those are 2 great songs, and if you've never heard of Sabaton, they're an amazing Swedish metal band. But another band that I've been listening to a lot lately is actually Slipknot, which is a favorite of mine, and I'm sure that when you look at me, you think of the spitting image of a Slipknot fan. Not that there's a profile for Slipknot fans. They come from all walks of life, and but yeah, I'm a fan of Slipknot. I think Corey Taylor is a amazing musician and a very introspective person, and also Jim Root is a really cool dude and very, very tall and is really good at guitar, and I've been wanting his signature Telecaster forever, and one of these days I hope maybe we can sit down and have coffee and just talk, because I feel like that guy has a lot of stories. So I'm gonna add a song really quickly. So let's do Psychosocial. That's a fun tune. It's also in drop A, which if you are a guitar player, you know how low that is. Drop A, that's like 4 steps down from standard tuning. So, but you know, we got to balance it out a little bit. Psychosocial is pretty heavy and stuff like that. So let's drop in some Doja Cat as well. So if you ever wanted to see me, that's not Dua Lipa, that's Doja Cat. I was thinking about Dua Lipa. Actually, Dua Lipa lives in my head free, but honestly, who doesn't have Dua Lipa living in their head rent free these days? So, but needless to say, if you want to drop by and see me play along to Say So, or maybe do some karaoke, we can do that. So add some Doja Cat in there to balance out all the heavy of Psychosocial and some of the heavier tunes that we have there. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to populate your songbook, and within a couple minutes you can populate tens or even hundreds of songs, and you can come in here and enable and disable them dynamically, and when you do that, they will show up or not show up in your songbook on your request line page itself. But like I said, requests are just the beginning. So let's take a look at another section. So here we are under the instrument tabs, and here you can actually set it up where people can request that you play like different guitars or different instruments. Like let's say you play like piano and guitar and drums all at once or together. Actually, that would be impressive if you could play all 3 of those instruments at once, but you get what I'm saying. So you play multiple instruments and you want to have some people be able to request songs on some instruments. You can let them choose that instrument in this tab here. So as you can see, I have a Gibson Explorer here in natural finish. That's actually modeled after Darkazard's Gibson Explorer, which is a beautiful piece of guitar luthiering majesticness. But also you can see that there's a instrument here called King of the Castle with a nice little gif of Borat. So I think Darkazard actually got into my request line page and started running amok. So I think this is a Darkazard special here. So I don't know what King of the Castle does, but maybe we can figure something out when we get to the actual stream. There's also a section for rig rundown. So if you want to let people know about the rig and what you're actually running to make your music stream happen, you can do that here. So let's actually head over to my request line page and see if we can get some requests going. So here I am. I'm pretending that I'm an audience member and I want to check out the request line queue. So I see kind of the same thing that I saw on the dashboard, and that there are no requests at the moment. So let's change that. Let's go into the songbook, and I want to hear Psychosocial and then bookend that with Say So. So we get our requests in, and the number is determined by the pricing table that I set up, which I'll show you guys here in a little second, how you can set that up. But then we come over here to the queue, and you can see that they made their way in. It should refresh. There we go. I just manually refresh the page here as well. But you'll notice that as things start to pile up, you can see that like as people request more and more, that there are going to be more and more requests that come into this queue. So I really want to hear Say So. So I'm actually going to boost that to the front of the list. And so I can come in here and boost my request for a certain amount of Stardust. And now it shows as a boosted request. So boosted requests are going to show at the ahead of regular requests. And it's worth noting that as a streamer, you don't have to go in order per se. We let you kind of go in and out of order. So whatever songs you want to play in what order, that's completely up to you. You get the freedom to do that. But let's say I want to have me learn, hypothetically, I want me to learn something like new. Let's do Alive Again by Kill Switch Engage. You can learn a lot by somebody's music selection, and I am not the deepest fan of Slipknot or Killswitch Engage, but I just happen to be listening to some of their songs recently, so I don't want you to think that I'm like a fake fan or something. But I Feel Alive Again by Killswitch Engage is a great song. So we just did a add a song request. What that means is that that request is going to go into the queue on the back end so that the streamer can learn that offline. So we'll take a look at that in just a second. But I'm kind of impatient. I want to make myself sweat, or I want to make the streamer sweat, or whoever I'm supporting. So we're actually going to do a live learn. And if we're going to be really, really like spicy with our live learn requests and do something that's really, really tricky, why don't we drop in some Meshuggah? So if you've never listened to Bleed by Meshuggah, it's really hard to play on all fronts of the instrument. So the drum part is hard, the guitar part is hard, the bass part is hard, the vocal part is hard. So this is really a great one to learn live in front of tens or hundreds of people on the internet, right? So let's do that. You'll notice that live learns actually get the top priority ahead of boosted streams as well. Because they have the highest value, usually live learns go to the very top. So you can see that my live learn is up there. I've been requesting that, and so that's at the very, very top. So I've got these requests coming through, and as you can see over here on the request line dashboard, they also come through here as well. So you'll notice here under add a song request, I can see that request that I did as well. But what's cool about this is you can actually learn the songs offline, and then whenever you're ready, you can automatically import them into your songbook. So it'll do that, play right there, and then when I go to pull the songbook, it will actually show up right here. So not having to retype anything, we make it easy, just pop it right over into the songbook, super duper easy. There's also a section for instrument changes as well, which we'll get into in a second. I haven't requested an instrument change, but just so you know, that's where those will show up. But let's take a look at the request queue. We see all of the different requests that we have here as well. As you can see with the live learn, you also have the option to import into Songbook. So I'm going to take the next 7 hours to try and learn Bleed by Meshuggah. I'm probably going to get it at like 75% tempo, but we did it live, and that's the important thing. So I'm going to import that one into my Songbook. And then after I'm feeling the existential dread of trying to do Heritas on a double bass pedal for drums, I am going to be comforted by singing some Doja Cat karaoke. We're going to do Say So. Say I played that, finish that up. And then we'll round out the set with a nice heavy tune and drop a Psychosocial by Slipknot. And that's how you do request lines super duper easy through Request Line by Mechanyx GG. Some other things I'll show you really quickly. I mentioned pricing table earlier. So as a creator or as a request line artist, you can come into your pricing table and literally change each of these values individually. My recommendation would be that song request costs the least, boost song costs a little bit more, add a song a little bit more than that, and then live learn being your most expensive option. So we're going to kick it back to the presentation now. And that is your first look at request line. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that fun little demo, and hopefully also you saw that all of the pieces are coming together. I should mention there's also some other cool integrations beyond just Stardust that are supporting request line as well at launch, including a new request line queue sound off component. So through sound off, you can actually have a live queue that will show up in your stream and show you a queue of what's coming up. And you can also have the GG chatbot issue special commands like the SR command, which will show people that you're using request line along with a link to your request line page so that they can get in the action right from their chat. So let's recap. Did you catch all that? So for streamers, you get access to all of these things, including a powerful and easy to manage songbook with dynamic song enabling and disabling without a lot of hassle. You have access to requests, add a song, live learns, and instrument change features to drive audience engagement. All of these interactions are backed by Stardust. Sound Off and GG Chatbot integration will take the fun of request line right into your stream and the most interactive parts, that being your chat as well as your actual live stream, what people see. And donations and tipping built around To The Cause means that you get 100% of those contributions coming your way. We don't take anything off the top. For audience members, there's also a lot of benefits as well. You get to be a part of the performance by doing more than just request songs. It lets your voice and taste be heard with features like Add a Song and Live Learn for those who have it enabled. And you get to use Stardust, something that you likely already have, to make all of this fun happen. And you get to have all of that hopefully all of this is letting you get that live show mojo without having to drive across town and get elbow to elbow or get beer spilt all over you and having to pay a bunch of money for tour merch. So there's that. All of the best parts of the live show without the sweaty beer spilling overpriced merch stuff. Also, I should say, this is table stake, guys. You know how we do it here at Mechanyx. Request line is free. All you have to do is set up To The Cause and Stardust beforehand, and both of those are also free. But how about we sweeten the pot just a little bit? Let's do something just a little bit extra. That's kind of our MO around here at Mechanyx, is doing that little bit of extra. What if we were able to go to a request line show later today, like this afternoon, in probably less than an hour? Wouldn't that be awesome? Well, I'm happy to announce that the official kickoff for Request Line is going to be happening at Darkazard's 24-hour Bigger, Wetter, Longer, and Mulletathon 2, Electric Boogaloo, Subathon Extravaganza. And if you don't know, this is going to be 24 hours of uninterrupted mullet action to help you kick off your summer. So there's nobody better to be able to kick off Request Line than the guitar shredding, mullet hair having, rainbow mullet rockin', sweatband drippin' demigod of a man that is Darkazard. And so he's going to be doing music every single hour, usually at the top of the hour, and you'll be able to use Request Line all through the afternoon to be able to request tunes and be part of that action. So definitely be checking that out. We're actually going to be raiding out to Darkazard right after this presentation. So super excited to show you guys that. So with that in mind, hopefully you guys have got a better picture of Request Line. I'm super duper stoked to be able to announce it today. A lot of work has been going into it, a lot of feedback from all the content partners, including Darkazard, who helped me shape most of Request Line. So super duper stoked to finally be able to show it to you guys. But that's just one of two things that we're going to be introducing today. And before we get into that second one, I thought I would share some more good news with you guys. And this news might just be more important than anything we've talked about in this presentation. That news being about African rhinos. So this is the African white rhinoceros, and I am happy to announce today that they are no longer endangered. The white rhinoceros, the African white rhinoceros, was previously endangered, but through conservation efforts, they are now no longer endangered. So there's a lot of cute little African white rhinoceros babies running around, and hopefully they're going to grow up to be big, strong rhinoceroses, and then they'll create more little rhinoceroses, and the population will begin to not just be not endangered, but continue to thrive. So big ups to all the conservation efforts that have been helping species just like this one get off of the endangered list. Some more good news as well is that the United Nations announced on Earth Day that the ozone is on track to heal completely in our lifetime. So that's really, really really exciting, especially for our penguin friends. Look at him sliding across the way there. That was so fun. So the penguins are getting their home back. The ozone is on track to heal. We still got a lot of work to do, but this is a big step forward. So that's great. So we've talked about climate change. We've talked about animals and rehabilitation of endangered animal populations. How about some good news around actual human beings? Well, Amnesty International just recently announced that more than half of the world's countries have now completely abolished the death penalty. Amnesty International is a great organization, by the way, one that I'm very, very close to. I don't have my laptop here, but on my laptop I actually have a sticker from Amnesty International that says we can live without the death penalty, and I think that's a really cool sentiment. In the world of gaming specifically, you may have noticed when the Ukrainian-Russian war kicked off or kicked into high gear and Russia invaded Ukraine that a bunch of creators came together and created the Bundle for Ukraine. Their original goal was to raise $1 million for Save the Children Ukraine, which is an amazing organization that helps kids with trauma and the post-traumatic stress of like having to relocate from war and crisis and that sort of stuff. And they raised $6.3 million from gamers alone, or people that play video games, people contributing to this to get games. And I realize that it's not just about the games. Like, there's a ton of great games in here. Like, there's fantastic indie titles in here. So you would not be remiss to buy the pack just for the games, but people smashed the $10 donation minimum. Like, there are people donating a lot of money. And that speaks to just the altruistic or the charitable strain that a lot of gamers have. So, with that in mind, it's nice to hear good news every once in a while. But more important than that, it's even nicer to be a part of that good news. In the immortal words of Scooter, which is an amazing EDM group from Germany, I think. I was just listening to some Scooter the other day. They make great tracks. So it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. That's a quote from one of their songs. I don't know if that's originally their quote or somebody else said it, but it resonated with me as these beats were bumping in my head, and like I was fist bumping as I was writing code last week. So there's that. What I'm getting here, though, is we all have an innate and human desire to help our fellow people, whether that be in helping protect and preserve life, or take care of our home, this beautiful pale little dot that we live on in the middle of the galaxy, or helping out our fellow human beings, like the bundle for Ukraine. Everybody has something that they want to help with. And here at Mechanyx, we want to help the helpers. We already have technology that allows creators to take donations. And the community has made it very evident that they want to help in some small way, in some large way, in whatever way that they can. So how could we help give others give back to the causes that they care about? To give back to those who help preserve life. To give back to those who help conserve the planet. To give back to those who help protect human rights. Are you picking up on the trend here a little bit? Let's see some hype in chat. I want to see some hype in chat. This give back part, that is the opportune word. Give back, and give back some more. Let's run with that. I'm happy to announce, as our second new GG service, a little thing called GG Give Back. GG Give Back is charity streams with a focus on impact, not just dollars. Small or large, near or far, it all matters. GG Give Back is all about celebrating creators and their community's efforts to help those around them. And it is also powered by To The Cause, the same slick and secure backend that powers the other financial aspects of Mechanyx GG. What this means is that you can run campaigns for just about any charity that you can think of, and you can be part of the wider story that Give Back is telling about the community helping all these different groups and categories, which we will be talking about in just a second. And yes, I know that you're all thinking, this is a screenshot from Request Line. It's the same one before. I didn't have time to go get a screenshot. Rather than just pretend that it's not there, because I know that you guys have noticed it, I'm going to acknowledge it. Production value. It's a thing. We care a lot about production value here at Mechanyx GG. Getting back to it, though, how do we categorize all of the areas of effect that gamers are doing good in? There's a pun in there. Area of effect. For any of you who have played MMOs or any kind of RPGs, you are quite familiar with what an area of effect spell is. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about areas of effect. We have designed 5. I can count. I promise I can count. I wasn't about to just say 6. There are 5 areas of effect. These include climate change and conservationism, wildlife and animal protection, communities and fellow creators, the pursuit of social justice and equality, and protecting human rights, of those being life, liberty, and security. So with that in mind, let's take a quick first look at GG Give Back and how that all works. So first things first, let's take a look at the campaign management page. So as a campaign organizer, this is going to be the place that you work with pretty regularly. So here I've set up a campaign for Amnesty International and supporting the abolishment of the death penalty, and I've called my campaign No More Death Penalty. Pretty straightforward. I uploaded the Amnesty International logo and the banner back there as well. You can do that under campaign settings, all in the name of customizing and giving your contributors a awesome experience, as well as you as a creator that's doing campaigns. As you can see, it's under the category of protecting human rights, or that area of effect, so it's categorized there and people will be able to see that. So let's take a quick tour and look around what the campaign dashboard can do. Over here on the left side, you can see that there's a section for a campaign feed. So if I want to say that we kicked things off, so excited, getting some keyboard ASMR here, to kick off this campaign. Looking forward to a week of awesome gaming and helping Amnesty International. That is capitalized. So, but here you can see that I can't spell, for one. That's the first thing that you can see. But secondly, you can start to see how you can craft a narrative with this. You could also include a YouTube link as well. So if you have like a hype video or like a kickoff video, you can drop that in there as well. Or let's say that you go out and you support and you go to like a march or like a protest or something like that, then you can go and take video of that. And remember, you don't do it for the clout, obviously, but you do it to bring awareness. So if you make a video or a piece of content in support of your campaign, you can drop that in here through YouTube. Sorry, something in my throat there. Cool. Sniffing ASMR as well. So with that in mind, again, all in the name of telling a story and crafting the narrative of your campaign and all the good that you're doing. And again, it's not always about the money. Here you can post like information, you can post videos and content, you can share it with the people that are stopping by so that they can actually see a live feed of what is going on with the campaign. So we'll go ahead and create that update real quick. And just like that, it gets dropped in here. You can, of course, come in and edit or delete as needed, but we're forming a timeline here. So it's time stamped with the date and then a nice UI layout with a clear title and the text content as well as the video if we drop one of those in here as well. Let's talk about goals for a second. Goals are a big part, stretch goals are a big part of doing a charity stream and getting people jazzed to start contributing. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and create a goal really quickly. So show feet. I feel like a lot of people might enjoy looking at my feet. So if we raise $200, I'm going to show my feet live on stream. So if we raise $200, I will show my feet on stream. I know people drop into chat all the time and they just say show feet, show feet, show feet. Well, here's your chance. And it's also, more importantly than seeing my feet, it's a great way to support Amnesty International, which is an amazing organization. But what's cool about the goals is we actually have a bar that will dynamically update. And as you can see, there's little ticks and stuff like that. So if we do another goal like $500, it'll equally space it out. So the $500 is over here and the $200. So it's dynamic and it gives people a visual representation of the different goals that you are working on. So those are some of the little things that you can do to craft the campaign experience separate from actually contributing and stuff like that. So let's take a look at the campaign page and what people will actually see when they stop by to donate. So as you can see here, we have the campaign donation page, and it looks very similar to your To the Cause donation page, similar layout. It's all in the name of preserving consistency and making sure that people aren't off-put by weird layouts and stuff like that. But as a contributor, I can drop by here. I can see the campaign feed, all the cool stuff that's going on. I can watch the videos right here from Mechanyx EG if you embed YouTube. I can see the goals and I can get excited about show feet. So is this joke getting tired yet? I don't know. Let me know. So here we go. But as you can see, they can drop in and hit donate now. Similar field as the other sections of To the Cause. And of course, they will be able to see the cost breakdown based on whether they roll it in or add it on. And then they can come through and fill out the information that they need, check that box, and donation action will happen just like that. Once that cool donation stuff actually happens, you can drop in under the campaign feed tab, and you'll notice that donations automatically get added to the campaign feed as well. So when people contribute, that is part of the story as well. So if they drop a message in here, you can see that as well, or everybody can see that basically. And they can also see the amount that they donated. And of course, if something weird or sussy shows up here, you can delete the update if you need to. But as long as, hopefully, if people are donating and they're putting nice warm sentiments, people can see that. And it's all in the name of showing that the community is getting involved through the campaign feed and doing it automatically so that you don't have to keep track of every single last donation. Also, if you didn't know, I have it over on my phone here. I'm not obviously not going to show it, but a text message just came through as well. So you can set up text integration through To The Cause to allow donations. And there will be a special type of message that comes through for To The Cause campaign, or I'm sorry, for Give Back campaign donations that is separate from the To The Cause message. So it'll have different text and it'll tell you that the person contributed to the particular campaign. So that is just a quick rundown of GG Giveback. I hope you enjoy, and let's head back to the presentation. So that was your first look at GG Giveback, and hopefully you're thinking it's pretty cool, right? I think so. But of course I'm biased because I'm kind of the one to build all of that. So with that in mind, let's go through another quick recap. For creators using GG Giveback, everything is self-contained within the campaign, the GG Giveback campaign. You can track goals, post updates, and do so much more through the campaign management page. All your donations go through To The Cause, meaning that everything is slick and secure for both you and your contributors. And that also gives you flexibility because funds are automatically earmarked so that you can better keep track of what funds you need to pass on to the organization of your choice. And you have flexibility post-campaign on how you want to pass funds on to the organization of choice, whether you want to go through a direct donation, through the organization's website, through a matching organization. Sometimes people's work will match contributions, so you can do it that way as well, and any number of other ways that you want to contribute to that particular organization. You have the ability to support just about any charity that you like in the 5 different areas of effect that we mentioned. And you get to also be on the Give Back hype board, no matter how big or how small your campaign is. For audience members as well, there's a lot of benefits. You get a little something extra for your contribution by way of Stardust. That is assuming that the creator that you're supporting is using Stardust. You can also check out the impact that you and the community are having on the wider push towards a better world using the Give Back Impact scoreboard. And you can also follow campaigns and view updates as things progress via the different campaign pages. And as is customary, Give Back is totally free. Charity should not be a pay-to-win system. It should be free and open to all. So anybody that wants to do a charity stream on Mechanyx GG can do so for free. And all you have to do is just set up To The Cause beforehand, which, by the way, is also free. And as you probably have imagined already, Give Back is launching today as well. So that's that second new service that we were talking about. And again, we always want to sweeten the deal, give you a little bit of extra sauce here at Mechanyx GG. We're all about the extra sauce here. Everybody loves extra sauce, right? So the first ever Give Back campaign is actually kicking off tomorrow. And I am, of course, talking about Chocobo Butt and Kaida's Pride-a-Palooza, which is supporting the Trevor Project, an amazing, amazing organization. And doing research for different charities and stuff like that, there's different scoreboards. The Trevor Project consistently rates at like a 90, 95 out of 100. So amazing organization helping and supporting the LGBTQIA plus community. Words are hard. We're getting to that point where words are kind of jumbling in my head. So bear with me here. We're almost there. So join us for a month of Dragon, us being Choco and Kaida. Join them for a month of dragons, butts, and shenanigans, with 100% of donations through our GG Giveback campaign going directly to support LGBTQIA plus youth. The Pride-a-Palooza will be running for the entire month of Pride. That is from Saturday, June 3rd to Saturday, June 24th. This Saturday, Kaida and Choco will be getting on and talking a little bit about why they chose the organization that they are supporting, the Trevor Project, what it means to be able to stream and be part of the charity community around charity streams for organizations like the Trevor Project. And then there are going to be a number of different stretch goals that they're working towards throughout the month, and then we will come and reconvene on the 24th for a huge celebration of Pride and the community and all the amazing stuff that they've done throughout the month. So that's on June 24th, as I mentioned. It's also the official launch campaign for GG Giveback. I mentioned that before, but now it's forever enshrined in text form on this particular slide. Look at it. Look at that drop shadow. That's like 15 seconds of work for me. So don't say I never did anything for you. We care about, like I said, we care about production value here at Mechanyx GG. What is going on? I don't know. I just had this crazy streak come over me. All this mad light energy can't be contained. Nor can the desire to showcase all of the good that you and your community can do for charity, that can't be contained either. So we can't wait to help showcase all the good that you and your community can do for charity. So those are the two new services that are coming to GG. We've covered a lot of ground today. I hope you guys have enjoyed. But before you go, I want to bring some extra little fun to the end of our conversation here before we wrap up. And for that, I'm going to switch over to the webcam view, because what I'm about to say is kind of personal. So the vibes are still up, by the way. I don't want you to think that it's somber and stuff like that. But me kind of bearing my soul a little bit here for you guys. And I just want to reiterate that the communities that have been a part of Mechanyx GG thus far have been phenomenal. We have to date 8 content partners that we've been working with, some of them since the inception of Mechanyx GG and some of them as early as last month. And everywhere I go, every chat that I log into, every stream that I check in on, everybody is just so nice and so supportive. And I know sometimes we get locked into like everybody's on the grind for affiliate, or we've intentionally focused on working with smaller streamers, by the way, with Mechanyx GG. One, because the platform is still in beta. We don't want it to be the case that if Mechanyx has some sort of trouble that it's going to have a massive impact and it hurts our reputation. We want to make sure that everybody has a great experience. So we've focused traditionally on smaller streamers for that reason, but also because the future of esports belongs to the kids that are grinding and the creators that are grinding and the creatives that are grinding, all these people that are working together to make this amazing content that entertains people. And that's not to say that bigger streamers haven't grinded. Everybody has to put a little bit of skin into the game with this sort of thing. But it's now become the case that it's not easy for smaller streamers to get the same revenue or have the same shot at becoming a full-time content creator than the older, more established creators that got to these platforms earlier, like Twitch and that sort of thing. So Mechanyx GG kind of sits at that axiom, and we intentionally work with smaller streamers because we want it to be the case that we build success stories with you guys and allow you to create, you know, that full-time dream or manifest that full-time dream. So that's part of the reason that we intentionally work with smaller streamers. And with that, within the smaller streaming community specifically, everybody is playing for the same team. Darkest Art actually mentioned that yesterday, and I really love that the verbiage is everybody's playing for the same team. There are no competitors, just collaborators. And for me, it's kind of tricky because I come into these chats and I'm always kind of defensive. Well, not defensive, but it's like everybody is nice and like calling each other legends and like building each other up and gassing everybody up. And I've never really had something like that in my life. And so I'm always like, do you really mean what you say? But the cool thing is that they do. Like, people actually mean it when they say that, oh, you're a legend, or like your content is amazing. And they're not just saying it to say it. Like, there's a genuineness behind it. And so I just want to reiterate for the 5th or 6th reiteration of this presentation that I want to give a special thank you to all of you personally for being so welcoming of Mechanyx GG and taking this platform, this basically my life's work, and cherishing it in the same way that I do. And sometimes even more cases that cherish it in a way that I never thought that you could do before. Like I said, we showed earlier with Stardust that there's things, or people are getting creative with this sort of thing, and there's nothing more empowering than building something and seeing somebody like make it a part of themselves, that they put creative time and energy into how they use that. And I'm not the most emotional person. Growing up with Asperger's, I'm not very outwardly expressive with my emotions, but I hope that you'll take my word for it that I'm just so thankful for all that you guys have done to support Mechanyx GG, and all the kind words and all the patience that you guys have done, all the support that you've had for our different creators. It's made me feel like a rock star. Like, I feel like I'm doing something that actually helps people. And I hope that everybody in this world gets to feel the same feelings that I have. And I'm a little bit selfish in that way because I love that I feel this way, and I want to share it with other people. And I hope that Mechanyx GG is helping people feel that way, that I can share my talents and build a platform that allows people to feel close to what I'm feeling, or maybe even more than what I'm feeling. But thank you. Thank you guys so much for, supporting this journey, supporting creators and stuff like that. With that in mind, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of perspective into kind of the cost that comes with running Mechanyx GG. So I've mentioned before that we're working towards getting to a profit margin. So for the longest time, my business partner and I, we've been kind of supporting Mechanyx GG from our own pocket and stuff like that. And I don't want to say this is about the money. Every little bit of support helps, from signing up for the platform to following your favorite creator. All of that is amazing. It's all support at the end of the day. But I also realize that there are people that have offered to support the platform financially. And we're at a point now where, I'll be honest with you guys, my savings are kind of dwindling. They're getting to a point where it's like, okay, I'm kind of in the danger zone. The runway, we're starting to see the end of the runway here. So naturally, my thought is that I want to continue to build Mechanyx GG, and I want to continue to build this platform and create an amazing experience for all the people involved and stuff like that. I don't want GG to go away. And I don't think that it will. I think that no matter what, we will find a way to make GG continue to work and continue to help creators. But the easiest way, and the way that I think that can help people who have wanted to support the platform finally be able to support it, is to do something to help us raise a little bit of extra money, to raise some funds, to give us a little bit more runway so that we can open the next chapter of Mechanyx GG. And again, to be 100% certain with the words that I'm saying here, I don't want to say that Mechanyx is like a pay-to-win platform, or that you have to contribute to be part of this story. Signing up, being part of one of the first couple hundred users, we're up to over, actually a couple hundred users with Mechanyx GG. Every little bit of support, especially in these initial stages, helps. But I also want to honor, and I want to give people the opportunity who want to support the channel financially, the ability to do so. And just like when I was growing up here in North Texas, whenever you needed money for like a band trip or a student organization or something like that, you went out and you did a fundraiser. You went and you washed cars, or you went and you sold something, and you hustled a little bit to make that happen. Don't expect people to just give you money for nothing or just on the virtues. So here I am. I'm not going to be washing cars, sadly, which I feel like some of you might be sad about, because I think washing a car with my shirt off would be kind of fun. And I'm getting into thirst trap territory here. So sad to say, I'm not doing a shirtless car wash like I would normally do if I were back in high school. I was a weird kid in high school. So there was a lot of time when my shirt was off, now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know where this conversation is going, but fundraising, that's where we're going with it. So let's go back to here while I eat my words a little bit. So fundraising. I want to do a fundraiser to help out with Mechanyx GG and some of the costs associated, and give you guys an opportunity, if you're inclined, to support Mechanyx GG financially, to take all of the amazing wisdom that we've learned from doing other subathons with other creators and how they set up their To The Cause tiers and all that stuff, and put it to use to help Mechanyx GG so that we can continue to support and have the financial backing or the financial security, the financial confidence that we can continue to build Mechanyx GG and not have to worry about, dwindling savings and stuff like that. So with that in mind, June 17th is a very special day because it's my birthday. So there is nothing that I want more for my birthday than to hang out with you guys and to know that Mechanyx GG is on good footing for the next couple months or the next year or so. So if I could be so selfish, that's really all that I'm looking for this birthday, is just to spend some time with you guys and to maybe raise a little bit of money to help out with costs for Mechanyx GG. So for the week of June 17th, 2022, we're going to be doing a subathon, the Mechanyx GG Super Summer Subathon, which I will tell you about in a little bit. And as part of that, we have set up a tier experience or tier structure for our To The Cause page that is pretty close in line with some other creators that you may have noticed. So let me take you through those tiers really, really quickly. At $5, we have the To the Stratosphere tier. And what that means is that the sky is not the limit, it's actually the starting line. That's a quote that I love. So thank you for supporting Mechanyx GG financially in these early days where every dollar counts. So as part of the To the Stratosphere role, you get a special role in the Mechanyx GG Discord, a supporter role. You get a place on the Wall of Fame in our future office, and a place on the Mechanyx GG virtual Wall of Gratitude on Mechanyx GG itself. So after this subathon, there will be an actual page on Mechanyx GG that everybody can see, which will have a list of all of our supporters from the subathon and from other events that we'll be doing in the future. To the Moon, $9.99 per month. You get all of the previous perks. Included as well with that is a physical sticker pack when you first sign up. So if you're inclined to send your information our way for shipping purposes, not required. If you're not comfortable with that, that's totally cool too. But if you do, I will send you a physical sticker pack with 3 Mechanyx GG stickers included in it. And 1 limited edition, as part of that 3 stickers, 1 limited edition Super Subathon special sticker that you can only get from the particular subathon drop, I guess you could say. And you also get a thank you note signed by me and my business partner, thanking you personally for your contribution and supporting Mechanyx GG. You also every quarter, so that's every 3 months, will get sticker packs with rare sub-exclusive stickers in each pack. So not only do you get stickers when you first sign up, but every quarter it's kind of like a sticker club. So we'll send you out some stickers, and so you can start collecting them and slapping them wherever that you prefer. So I should say that we're not responsible for any legal things that come about. So if you start slapping Mechanyx GG stickers all over your local city hall, that's on you. But send pics, I guess. I shouldn't say that. I'm not trying to endorse you going out and causing acts of vandalism. That's not what I'm trying to say. So let me redact that. Don't send pics. Don't do it at all. I'm watching y'all. Metaphorically speaking, respectfully, of course. Before I dig myself any further into this whole To Mars tier, that is the $19.99 or $20 a month. So you get all the previous perks, and you also get your choice of 3 hat designs sent to you when you first sign up. Because contrary to popular belief, Mars, by virtue of being red, is not hot. It's not a hot planet. It's actually quite cold. But here on this pale blue dot that we live on, it can get quite hot. And so we want to shield you from the shade, or give you some shade around your eyes and shield you from the sun. So that's why we're sending you a hat. So you get your choice of 3 different hat designs. I'm working those up right now. There's going to be a dad hat, more of a stealth kind of athletic looking hat, and then the third one like a trucker hat with some crazy slogan. I'll probably commission Darkazar to come up with some funny quote that also respects the heck out of women and amazing people, because we're all about respecting women and amazing people around here. But point being, you have your choice of a trucker cap, an athletic kind of stealth cap, or a dad hat if you want. So, and you also get quarterly small GG swag sent to you from us for US customers. So paying to ship overseas could get really, really hairy really quickly. So most of these are going to be open to just US shipping, I'm afraid, for now, until we raise a couple more funds and we can afford to ship things overseas. So stickers and a hat along with quarterly small swag perk every 3 months or so. So there's some benefit to continuing your subscription here as well. So, $49.99, that gets you to Jupiter. In case you didn't know, Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar neighborhood and is actually comprised of a lot of hot gas, in case you didn't know. And despite it being so big. Unlike our Jovian friend, however, and some of our competitors, we are not full of hot air, and the proof is in us sending you some drip to keep you feeling gassed up for this gassing us up with your contribution. So, for the Jupiter pack, you get all the previous perks. You get 1 free piece of apparel from the current Mechanyx GG catalog, so I will send you all of our designs, and you can pick one, and I will send you a shirt of your choice. And then you also get a quarterly freebie token for future GG apparel releases. Again, all of this for US shipping, in addition to the hat and the stickers and all that good stuff. Finally, as far as our solar neighborhood goes, there is the 2 Pluto Packs. So Pluto is actually the center of controversy every few years because the astronomy community goes back and forth on whether it's a planet or not. But you should know Pluto if you're watching. I know all the denizens or all the inhabitants of Pluto are watching. We're actually beaming a signal to them via Starlink, hashtag not sponsored. So all of you Plutonian friends, just so you know that you guys are always a planet in our heart. We love you guys out on Pluto. So Pluto will always be a planet in our hearts. But especially our supporters who want to see us get to Pluto, Since Pluto is so cold, we figured you might want something to keep your drink cold or warm, if that's your deal, along with all the other cool stuff that you get. So you get all the previous perks. You get the shirt, the hat, the stickers, and the quarterly, drops for each of those. But you also get a Galaxy-themed, Simply Modern brand GG insulated water bottle with US shipping, of course. So we'll get a nice Galaxy water bottle. I don't have the proof for it, but I can assure you it looks awesome. And we'll slap a Mechanyx GG logo on there. And who knows, maybe I'll sign your water bottle if you like, and I'll put your Mechanyx GG username on it as well if you're interested in that. And then you also get quarterly large accessories sent to you as well. So there's small, medium, and large, as you can probably tell. So small is going to be like stuff like hats and little trinkets and stuff like that. The medium is like shirts and stuff like that. And the large is like branded stuff like water bottles and other cool stuff. Maybe a backpack will get thrown in there every once in a while. And then finally, the pinnacle of Mad Lad energy, or Mad Lass energy, Mad Person energy, the memeiest of the meme tiers. Don't know if anybody's going to drop, but as Mama said, you never know if you don't ask. So if you want to contribute $420.69 every month, or even just one time, you still get all the perks. By the way, all of these, if you subscribe for even just 1 month, you still get it. You don't have to be like a recurring person. It's just whenever you do subscribe for multiple months, you get those freebie drops and stuff like that every quarter. But whether you sign up for this once or you let it roll, if you want to get higher than a pterodactyl's nipple, this is the way to do it. So, well, actually, I should say that this tier doesn't have any psychedelic effects on you, but we're doing it for the memes, okay? This is all about the memes. You can see Snoop's dancing over here, 420.69. It's all about the memes here. So we had to do it for the memes. For all the mad lads and lasses who subscribe at this tier, you will be forever enshrined in Mechanyx GG history as a legend of both support and memes. As a thank you for rubbing your diamond hands all over our lovely little platform, we will pay you back with some drippy and illuminating prizes. So, this includes all of the previous stuff you're getting, every piece of swag, and maybe 1 or 2 pieces of each, just because you're that generous. I will also send you a special invention that I've been thinking up recently, a little something that I'm calling a light plate. So what a light plate is, I don't have a mock-up here, but it's basically like, the way that I'm designing it is it's a shadow box with LED strips in it, but the cool thing is that the acrylic, or like the sheet that covers the shadow box, so it's like transparent and there's an acrylic sheet on it, I'm going to make up different designs, like gaming themed designs for different acrylic sheets and stuff like that, so that basically based on whatever games you're playing or whatever you're streaming, you can actually swap out those plates and be able to express your personality and have it be RGB controlled, so you can change it with all the colors in your stream room. So an amazing thing to add to your stream room. And as part of this particular tier, you get one for free. In addition, I will also create a custom one-off acrylic design for you. So you can put your stream logo there. You can put respect women at all times on there. Whatever your design is, within reason, don't have me drawing a bunch of phalluses all over this particular acrylic, but within reason, I will work with you and we'll design a custom one-off acrylic that you and you alone have, one of one, limited edition, super drippy, head to tippy toe acrylic panel. Also, you will get VIP access to future Mechanyx GG in-person events and conventions. Later down the road, we have plans to do different conventions and stuff like that. So even for a one-time contribution, I'm happy to give you guys VIP for any of those. And I don't know what VIP will include, but rest assured that you will have access to a lot of cool stuff, probably some free catering and all sorts of other cool stuff whenever we set up Mechanyx Con or whatever future events that we have going on. So if you want to stamp your ticket now, you know what to do. So all of that's to say, every little bit helps, guys. And to show you just a quick rundown of some of the rewards that you can get during the Super Summer Subathon, it's going to be a week of games, shenanigans, and chatting and torturing me during my birthday week. So there's nothing more that I want to be given than to know that Mechanyx GG is supported for the next couple of months. But also, I would want nothing more than to be tortured by random people on the internet. And all of this is in the name of supporting the next chapter of Mechanyx GG. It, of course, will be hosted by myself and some special guest appearances from some content partners and other people in the Mechanyx GG community throughout the week. And we're going to be running from Monday, June 13th to Friday, June 17th from 12 to 4 every day. 4-ish, I should say. If we're having a good time and the vibes are immaculate, I'll probably stay on for a little bit longer. So here's how you get points. For every new Twitch follow, you will get 1 point. For every new Mechanyx GG sign up, that is to say if you sign up for the platform, that is 2 points. For every GG profile follow, you get 3 points. If you gift or subscribe at the Stratosphere tier, you will get 5 points. If you gift or subscribe at the Moon tier, you will get 6 points. I hope you're noticing the trend here. If you gift or sub at the Mars tier, you will get 7 points. And if you gift or subscribe at the Jupiter tier, that's 8 points. Gift or sub at the Pluto tier, that is 10 points. And then if you gift or sub at the Pterodactyl Nipple tier, that's 69 points. Got to do it for the meme. And I should say that it's not just a one-time too. If you drop like a 10 bomb of Stratospheres, that's $50 worth of contribution. That would be worth 50 points. So the gifts, the quantity counts. So we'll just take however many that you gifted and drop that in, or roll that in, multiply that, and then you get the total there. So also donations round up to the nearest sub point value. So if you donate like $39, the closest to that would be the Jupiter tier, because that's at 49. So we would roll it up and we would give you 8 points. So that's how you get points. Hopefully that's making sense. And we will be posting all of these in the Mechanyx GG Discord as well right after this. So be sure to look out there. Let's talk about some rewards, shall we? So here's some things that you can get for all of the fun that we're going to be having, or all the points that you accrue. So at 20 points, I will be doing a Sims 4 Esports House challenge with chat. So basically we're going to create a family of esports stars, and I'm going to model them after people in chat and some of the content partners. So it'll be me streaming a game about streamers, which will be pretty funny. So, and meta. So if you want to get in on the streamception, definitely drop in and get to that 20-point range. For 35 points, I will design a sticker live on stream and include that in all of the different sticker packs that will be going out. So in addition to the limited edition sticker that I'll be designing off stream for it, I will also create one on stream as part of the fun, or part of the point values, I guess you could say. At 50 points, in case you don't know, I have my bachelor's in computer science, and I didn't actually have any interest in computer science in high school. So what's interesting, or what I've always thought about, is what if I took AP Comp Sci in high school? How well would I have done? Or rather, now that I have graduated from computer science and I have my bachelor's, I should have a college level understanding of computer science, right? So theoretically, if I were to take a mock AP computer science exam, I should get 100, right? Well, that's the case. I'm going to take a mock computer science exam, but for every question that I get wrong, I have to do a hot sauce dab. So I'll dip a cracker or something into some Dave's Insanity sauce or some sort of hot sauce, and I will eat it and continue to do the test as my tongue is burning off. So there's that, and each of these, you'll notice that there's a couple different tiers that have different hot sauce dabs. So you're gonna see, like, progressively, like, as we go up, the hot sauces are gonna get hotter. So like hot sauce dabs to start, maybe like Frank's Red Hot or something like that. We'll work our way up to like Dave's Insanity sauce or something like that. So the more points you get, the more pain that I get. So keep that in mind, and please be generous, because I like eating hot sauce, but I also like having the existential dread of like trying to sip water and question my life's decisions as my tongue and taste buds burn away. Anyway, at 69 points, I will play chess with chat. So if any of you guys are chess players, we can play chess. If not, then I will just play with randos on the internet. Every L is a hot sauce dab. 75 points, drum stream. So I will be doing a drum stream. I've got an electric kit, and I will play along to your guys' favorite songs and do some stuff with request line and take some requests as well. At 100 points, I will do a barbecue video and Texas memes try not to laugh challenge. There's one particular barbecue channel that I am very, very fond of, and a lot of my friends who are close to me know exactly the one that I'm talking about. So we'll watch some of those videos. They're hilarious, and you're going to get my live reaction. And then at 150 points, keeping in mind with barbecue and stuff like that, I will do a cooking stream in the future, and I will reveal to you all my secret brisket recipe that has won acclaim from family and friends alike. So if you've ever wanted an authentic and delicious Texas brisket recipe, that'll be the place to be. And then at 200 points, I will play 2048, which is a game that I spend entirely too much time playing these days or recently. But every time that I don't get the 2048 tile, is a hot sauce dab. And I will continue playing until I get the 2048 tile. At 250 points, I will do a guitar stream and a small merch giveaway. And then at 300 points, there will be a bad fanfic read along where chat decides what I read. The smuttier and the cringier, the better. Of course, we have to keep it TOS, but be generous. I think that there could be some fun fanfic, and I will even go as far as to like voice act it. So I will give people voices. I will read in a sultry voice. Like if it's a sultry kind of like romance fic, I will like set the mood with music and everything like that. It's got to be an experience, but we've got to get to 300 points to get there first. At 400 points, I will do a guitar building stream and big merch giveaway. In case you didn't know, recently I've been getting into luthiering, which is the study or the art of building stringed instruments, mostly guitars. So I will show you guys how I build my guitars and stream all of that. And I will be doing a big merch giveaway. So a water bottle or a backpack or something like that. And then at 500 points, I will dye my hair platinum blonde and Mechanyx purple. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I wanted to celebrate like a milestone with Mechanyx GG by dyeing my hair blonde and purple. So I think if we can get to 500 points, that would be amazing. In addition to that, if you want to go above and beyond, we have some uber head to tippy toe rewards that I don't think we're going to hit. But again, Mama always said, you never know if you don't ask. So here we are. At $1,000 raised total, I will give away a light panel and custom acrylic giveaway, same as you get with the pterodactyl nipple tier. That's so weird to say out loud. At $2,000 raised, I will give a custom guitar away. So I will work with you if you play guitar, or even if you don't play guitar, maybe you're just getting into guitar. When I say custom, I'm not saying like I build the guitar that I want to build. I'm saying like, let's work together. Let's come up with the design. Let's think about like who you are as a musician. And I will basically build you a bespoke guitar. At 5,000, I will do that, but for 3. So I will give away 3 custom guitars and build them on stream. And then at $10,000, if we somehow, some way raise $10,000, I will wrap my car in whatever color that you guys choose. If you want me to wrap my car hot pink, like fuchsia pink, I will do that. If you guys want to wrap my car like neon blue or galaxy, I will do that. But again, I don't expect us to get to these levels, but if you guys are just hugely generous, I want to honor that, and I wanted to make sure that I had something in place for those as well. But to reiterate, guys, every contribution helps. Every last cent, every last follow, every last sign up for GG, it's all in helping Mechanyx get to the next stage of history. So thank you all for your incredible support of Mechanyx GG, our community, and our mission. We actually set out to start Mechanyx GG with no venture capital or outside funding. And the reason that we did that is we wanted to keep the platform as close to the community and their vision as possible. Everyone has been so supportive in so many ways already. And if you've ever wanted to support our mission financially, we would graciously and lovingly accept that support at the summer subathon. And we hope that we can make it worth your while with all the tiers and fun that we will be having in June. Speaking of all that fun, June is actually shaping up to be an awesome month for Mechanyx. So today we're going to be heading over in just a couple minutes to the Darkazard Mechanyx Bigger, Wetter, Longer, and Moldathon 2 Electric Boogaloo. And then we have Choco and Kaida's Pridapalooza that's going to be happening all month long. We also have Gamers Ledge's 1K follower subathon, a new Mechanyx GG content partner. They are celebrating 1K followers on Twitch. They will be having their subathon tomorrow. And then finally, you have the Super Summer Subathon the week of June 17th. Thank you all for supporting the creators and us here at Mechanyx. And I will leave you with Believe in GG. So I'm going to kick it over to Present Drew now. This is pre-recorded Drew right now. I'm going to kick it over to Present Drew, and he's going to take you through some Q&A if there's any sort of questions that you guys have. So take it away, live Drew.